step 6 of the acting 10 questions. Now this is quite an important one really, because this is the obstacles, i.e. what is stopping you. Now you can't play the obstacles, and almost everyone does when they first get the script, or they think that's what the audience are responding to, the problems. Oh, this person's got, they've been tricked, or they're upset, or they've been betrayed, whatever it is, all these problems, or they've got to cross this river or this burning building. And the obstacles are what makes things fun, but as the actor you can't play them. But what you can do with them is use them to give you energy. So what you can play is part 5, your action verbs. So the way in which you charm, defy, beg, threaten, mystify, cajole is informed by the power of the obstacle. So if the obstacle is you don't know anyone at the party, so you feel embarrassed, yet you want to go and speak to someone, that will inform the way in which you perhaps use charm to speak to someone. The obstacle being you don't know this person, and therefore you have this inner obstacle of feeling shy and awkward. So again, the obstacle breaks down into inner and the outer. Inner are the psychological things, the outer are the physical. So in a good movie, they're bound together. And when the big action movies start to fail, it's because they lose the inner obstacle, and all you're left with the outer. So when James Bond fails, all he has is burning buildings to run through. He's got no inner problem, like his his been betrayed by his love. So they made a big deal about that. The problem with obviously the last series of Bond films is they only really had one inner obstacle to choose from, so they kept replaying it. So it wasn't really interesting for us, because he's such a badly drawn character. I mean, it's a cartoon for children. And same with all those superhero movies. They're all sort of rubbish. Rubbish if you're over 16, 17, but good if you're 11. And whereas a more difficult drama, you're presented with various different inner obstacles. Now, as a lot of television, film, drama becomes like pure comfort food, perhaps people don't want certain obstacles. Anyway, so step 6 is what is stopping you. What is stopping you from getting what you want? What is stopping you inner? What is stopping you outer? So outer, again, it's the physical world. It could be there's a forest I have to cut through in order to meet Sleeping Beauty, or a volcano that James Bond has to climb up, or there's there's a policeman on the door of number 10 Downing Street, so you can't just walk in and make your political point to the Prime Minister. So these are like outer physical obstacles. And the inner are, as I say, maybe your anger is an obstacle. You want the date to go well, but you're so angry at the opposite sex because of X, Y, Z, that is stopping you from getting what you want. But we can't play the obstacle. So what do we do? I mean, so it gives you this fuel. So in a way, your charm becomes almost charged with this deep-seated anger. I mean, these are like games like the tap your head while doing a circle on your belly. We're spitting and chewing gum at the same time. But that's what makes things interesting. So what is quite useful to do is when you're preparing, especially the inner obstacle, it's quite good fun to actually play it. Play the wrath, or play the, maybe it's lust is the inner obstacle. Your date's not going to go well because you're so You fancy the person so much, it's going to make you look like a bit of an idiot. But why not do a rehearsal of the scene, a rehearsal of your bit, and play all the inner problems, the absolute shyness or the jealousy, whatever is the thing that's eating you up inside. Play the whole scene like that and practice that energy. But then what you're going to do is then play the exact opposite and hide the obstacle. Now, I know this is very difficult to just speak this out. To really understand how to use these things, we have to get on our feet and play with these ideas. Because the problem with all this YouTube stuff is it's all just people nattering on like what I'm doing. You can't learn acting from a YouTube video, so maybe stop watching this. But you can be reminded of aspects that you want to go and work on, that you want to explore in a class. So you could do a sequence of classes where you looked at each of these 10 questions, and in each class you focused on one aspect of it. What can we do about this one aspect? Or you keep coming back. Because we're trying to bring some detail to our work. And of course you can forget all this and just wander on, and so long as you know what you're doing, you can make a pretty good job of it. But these questions are just designed to perhaps enrich what you're doing, add detail to what you're doing, so that it's maybe more fun for you, more fun for the audience. We can get more out of the script that's been written. Okay, so that was 6, what's stopping you, the obstacles, inner and outer.